What is happening, everyone? So I'm just going to be having a little talk about the actual safety side of vapes. Now, on a pretty regular basis, I do get questions about the safety of various devices. Is there anything that's specifically worse for you? Anything that's particularly better for you? Now, vaping within itself is just heating up the vape juice to the point where it turns into water vapor. It evaporates, it vaporizes. It turns into water vapor, which you inhale and then exhale. Now, there is obviously water vapor in the air. Whenever you go in the shower, there's obviously a lot of water vapor that you're inhaling. It's not exactly comparable because there's obviously a lot more of it when you're using an actual vape, but it's the same sort of thing. It's not going to be bogging and clogging you up and down your lungs in the same way that smoking a cigarette is. Obviously, the NHS have said it's 95 to 97% healthier for you than cigarettes. It is still bad for you. It's never going to be good for you. It is inherently bad for you to inhale anything into your lungs that is anything other than the air that we breathe. But when it comes to the vapes themselves, now what makes them more harmful is the actual nicotine. Now, nicotine in itself is not going to give you any physically negative sort of side effects aside from increasing your blood pressure, especially when you have nicotine strengths that are a lot higher and stuff like the disposable vapes. It enables you to take in a lot of nicotine very easily and have it then be very, very strong. And this is, if you've heard any of the horror stories about people with the nosebleeds or burst blood vessels in your eyes or anything like that, that is where it comes from. It's because it increases your blood pressure, and obviously they're used by a lot of people who are not supposed to be using them, especially the younger generation. And obviously the smaller you are, the more effective that nicotine is going to be. So the more it is going to increase your blood pressure. I just went to take a sip of coffee and have none left. Quite a difficult one because it's always going to be a balance. I mean, if you need nicotine in the equation, for example, you're probably going to be better off to have one or two hits off a vape every hour or so and then put it down, rather than have something that's made for sort of chucking clouds that you've never got out of your hand. If you're constantly puffing on it, it's probably going to be worse for you physically. Obviously, aside from the nicotine and the stimulant aspect of it, it's going to be worse for you physically to have that high volume of clouds going in and out of your lungs. But it's food for thought. Obviously, I'm not a health professional. This is just me kind of thinking out loud about it to a certain extent. Some of the stuff that I have said is absolutely medical fact. 5 to 97% healthier than cigarettes. That is NHS information. But at the end of the day, it is a tool that you should use to get off cigarettes. It's not necessarily a crutch, a new thing that's should replace cigarettes like next generation smoking. It shouldn't be sort of perceived that way. It should be used as the perfect tool to enable you to gradually reduce down your nicotine strength while keeping your usage the same, until eventually you have no nicotine in there, and then you can just quit altogether when it's just a habit and there is no nicotine. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it has been sufficiently entertaining and educational for you. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down there. Go over and watch my TikToks as well. There's a lot of them, just Geordie Vape Man on TikTok. Press the like button, would be infinitely appreciated, and I will see you all very soon.